Hello, everyone there. Welcome back to another episode of Memories of DeKalb. I'm Thomas,
And I'm Jane.
and today we're going to talk about epitaphs there uh, on your tombstones there. All right? Yes, excellent. So we got another great episode here. These are epitaphs you'd find mostly here in the cemetery.
Yes, that's right.
Evergreen. Excellent there.
Yes, and today we're going to show tombstones at the old Auburn Cemetery as well as the Evergreen Cemetery.
Well, excellent. So what do you got for us first here then?
Well, the first is a modified version of the colonial America traditional tombstone epigraph that you're used to, where it's in memory of someone who departed this life on the day and the month of and no birth information. So this one, I like this one a lot. I think that would be a nice one for me. I really do like it. Has a little bit of scroll work on it under her name. It's perfect, and you can see that a lot of the inscriptions have faded. Based on this type of stone that it is and how it was carved or engraved. So the next one.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's colonial, right? So it's probably been a couple hundred years.
That's right.
And I see,
Well-
okay, so I do see how old she was there. And this one has the date of death there, but no birth?
No.
Okay.
They in the olden days, they sometimes they didn't know the birth date of the person who was deceased,
Okay.
and so they only knew the death date, and then they could always calculate, estimate based on the year and the
Okay.
month and the day.
All right. Okay.
So the next one is an example of a military stone. This is known as the shield, which was popular from the Civil War. Well, no, actually, it goes further back.
Further back.
Yeah, goes back, I believe, to the Revolutionary War through World War I. And this is called the shield symbol and stone because of that shield shape in the center of the stone. And they contain the name of the soldier and the infantry division, which in this case was the 157th Regiment, Indiana Infantry. And then it includes the war that the person served in. And this one is unusual. It's the Spanish-American War. You usually see Civil War veterans. So this one is unusual. And they figured that people, it really didn't matter. You didn't need to know the birth or the death date. The most important things were the rank and the state in which the person served and the war. It wasn't until after World War I that people wanted to know the birth and death dates. That was a priority, birth and death dates, and then the rank and the war and the
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So then the next slide is what we call the values of the deceased. And in this case, this person, Henry, was very steadfast. So his inscription, which is at the bottom of the stone, which is somewhat difficult to read. It's something that either he or his family, probably what he wanted on his stone, how he wanted to be remembered.
Okay.
And the words are, he fought a good fight, and he finished his course, and he kept his faith. So that tells you a lot about him, what he wanted to be remembered for. So these inscriptions, epitaphs, were personalized based on the interests of the deceased or the family.
Okay.
And the next one is an example of somebody who was righteous and religious, and in this life was all of these things, and then the person would be rewarded in death. And
Oh, it's a Bible quote then.
right,
Okay.
from Revelations, and this is something that, well, we don't know. It could have been something that he wanted or his family wanted. And then this also includes symbols, which is the dove, which is in the middle, somewhat hard to see, but it's the gates of heaven, and then the dove just under the arch or above the gates, which shows that this person led a very good life, was righteous and pious, few sins, if any, and that he's on his way to heaven, the pearly gates, and all that.
Oh, right. Yeah. And we discussed this on a different episode here, there. So check that out for more information.
That's right. And then the next one is reassuring the family, helping them with their grief, reassuring them that the deceased is only sleeping. That was a common theme in the era from about 1840 to 1920. And in this case,
Yeah, that's hard to make out there. Is this an old stone here?
yes, it is. It's your basic old stone, the typical shape that you think of.
Okay. How old?
How old? Well, I think it's 1838 was the death date. And if we zoom in on the date, I think it's 1838. And I looked at Find a Grave website, which is very, very helpful. And on their entry, it says that this person lived from 1770 to 1838. So does this look like possibly 1838?
It kind of does, like right up under fell asleep there. It does look like 1838. But it's very faded there. Might be good to take one of those papers there and try and rub it there in order to tell. Yeah, fell asleep there.
That's right.
But yeah, that is an small old stone there.
And if that's true, is this the oldest legible stone in the old Auburn Cemetery, or is it the oldest stone? Because I believe there's a sign at the front of the cemetery, which I believe says it was established in 1838.
Ooh. And that's not long after the county formed there. So
that's right.
It could very well be.
So this shows that she's at rest. She's not actually dead. She's only sleeping.
Only sleeping.
So this reassures her family. It helps them with their grief, that they know she's just asleep and she's in heaven. And when they die, they'll be with her. They'll all be at peace and at rest. So the next one, which is interesting, we have tombstones with languages other than English. We have one that's French, and then we have this one that's in German. And we have the person's name, and then born, which is in German. I don't know the pronunciation. And then the next line. And then the next line is the month, and that's written in German. And the one out underneath that is the died in German and the death date. And there is an inscription under that, but it's faded and we can't read it. So as you say, perhaps rubbings or using the ultra bright. I've heard if you use the ultra bright with at least 1,000.
Lights there shining across the tombstone. Okay. Yeah.
That's right. So that's a very interesting stone, something that I wasn't expecting. German and French. So written in German and French on the tombstones.
I wasn't expecting that either.
So I guess
I mean, I know a lot of German immigrants were here there. French I didn't know.
That's right. Let's see, and the last one is, this one tells you something about the person. And at the bottom of the stone, you see 2 books. So in this case, the person loves to read, which is something that the family wanted her to be remembered for. And then you also see like ferns and lilies, and they symbolize purity and goodness. So the family wanted her to be remembered for that. And let's see, there's also, I believe, a scroll on there. Her at the bottom of the tombstone, and it's rolled up, so that symbolizes that her life has ended, and the next chapter in her story is to be told when she's in heaven. And then the tree trunk also symbolizes, a life which might have been cut short.
Well, all right, there. Quite a lot there. Fascinating.
That's
Yeah,
it.
fascinating. Epitaphs in words and symbols there, different languages there, old tombstones there. That's quite a lot to go over just in our local cemeteries there.
That's right, the 2 cemeteries. And these were done so that people would be remembered, which is the purpose of all tombstones.
Right.
And
All right.
that's it for today.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we had quite a lot to go over. 3 episodes on just tombstones, what they contain right here in Auburn, Indiana there. Hope you all learned a lot here, there. Look forward to seeing you in our next episode there. All right?
All right.
Well, I got nothing else. You got? All right,
Nope.
then. Well, that's it there. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.